welcome to Audio Carnage Podcast. We are here with one of the best fucking named bands I know around, the Clinton Heart Attack Gun. Such a fucking good name. Such a fucking good name. Especially for the genre of music y'all choose to play. So thank you so much for coming through and doing it. I hope y'all had fun.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah.
So let's jump right in. When did this form?
Less than 3 months ago.
Oh, really soon?
Yes. Yeah.
So for context, it's 2021, right?
It is 2021. Yes. In the year of our Lord.
Let's be honest, the Lord left a long time ago.
Yes. Seems to be in early 2020, right? But yeah. So let's see. The show started to come back. I was helping someone start up a house venue, and
which venue?
1708. Woke.
Oh, okay, Woke House. Okay,
home.
Oh, I didn't know you were actually involved, because that place popped up and I was like amazed. Other than the location, I was amazed at how successful it was, like day one.
Yeah, yes. We were also surprised. I mean, it's actually my really good friend Don D'Amico who runs the.
Yeah, I've met him a handful of times. I'm talking with him about putting on a metal show whenever it comes December.
Oh yeah. He's a solid guy. He's really receptive to shows and to talking music, and he's really. He's really blown it out of the water there, and he's really dived into the local music.
Yeah, and he's like super like enthusiastic to everybody he talks to. He's such a friendly guy at the shows, like chatting up in such high energy.
He makes himself present too, which is really important as a homeowner. And he was kind of asking like general advice, and I was just trying to give him some.
No, you ran a very prominent
House of God, yeah.
And, which, as I told you before we started, like that has been. If you go through the interviews, like count the fucking times that you have been referenced in the fucking podcast. It is almost every band, like unless they were a band that didn't play at your place, like because they were older or newer, like it just everybody references House of God. It was such a good spot.
And that does really mean the world to me.
Getting that this like capture, like it's like we're living the good old days.
Right. It's just like it's a moment in time that we can all have this shared commonality, I guess. Yeah. I don't know how to describe it, but just like we have this moment in time that we can all look back and appreciate.
Yeah, and the nostalgia kicks in, and you think about because it wasn't just y'all's place. We had so many bumping venues that were not on the regular circuit. We had the Fannin House, we had what was Mason's venue, Grooveyard.
Yes.
Yep.
And he got inspired by me. He's like
Bean Cave. So many
Jago.
good.
Lighthouse.
So many good ones.
Two Sheds.
Sheds is still going.
The Shed is still going.
Yeah.
That is the most.
That's the crust punk scene.
Yes, it is.
Yeah,
all respect.
But it is what it is, and also home dude who runs it, he lost a lot of fucking weight recently.
Okay, good.
Yeah,
good.
I saw him at our show recently, and I didn't recognize him, and I was like, holy shit.
That was a venue that was like a venue before I started House of God, and it just seems to like sprout up every once in a while. I'm glad they're still going. That's great. But it's very funny. It's like, oh damn, the Shed's still going.
Yeah.
And there's also Two Sheds. I mean, I have like a note app in my notes app on my phone. I have like 25 venues, like current, past, whatever, just addresses, and it's just there's so many, and it's great. I mean, that's the cool thing about Denton.
It's part of what. Honestly, you kind of are an inspiration to the actual podcast, because I saw how the house shows were going on. I loved it, and I loved the energy. And I was like, all right, I want to cater to the music, but I have no interest in dealing with the drunk party people.
Yeah, that's the absolute worst part.
Well, and that's where this kind of spawned the idea. I was like, well, I could have the bands do like a house show without the crowd, and like the crowd is filmed and we put it online.
Right.
And so then. Dude, so many fucking good nights. There's so many good venues in this town. Mm-hmm. All right, so what would you say some of your personal influences are? It's a two-part question, because you can say for this particular project, or you could say just for you as a musician kind of thing.
I can answer for both of us real quick. It's Queens of the Stone Age for sure.
Yeah.
No, please.
Yeah,
no,
definitely.
Go ahead. Yeah.
That's the shared influence right there. For me personally, I mean, right now, my music taste kind of varies, so I don't always have like a strict favorite, but I've taken a lot of influence from the band Hum, which is like a 90s kind of space rock grunge type music, and I use that a lot, influence-wise, just in my drumming overall. And probably second would be Smashing Pumpkins. So I really admire Jimmy Chamberlain as a drummer. I know he did some his fucked up past, but his drumming style definitely influenced me a lot. So.
I mean, my music taste is really varied too. One of my favorite bands, And So I Watch You From Afar. I take a lot of influence from them. They just have this really unique, fresh, mature, and intricate style of writing music and putting rhythms together and writing transitions. That's something I've always struggled with, is writing transitions, and so I take a lot of inspiration from them. Closure in Moscow, big fan of their album Pink Lemonade. Those are two of my biggest influences right now. Death from Above, 1979.
I never really listened to them until I joined us.
Until I showed you their music, and similar style for sure. I listen to a lot of metal as well, and so that certainly bleeds into some of our heavier parts of the music.
Yeah, you have some very breakdown-esque, like it goes funky, but still breakdown.
Yeah,
right. It crunchy, dirty, but it's still swing.
Yeah, and how do you keep those breakdowns interesting too? There's so many metal bands and so many breakdowns, and eventually a lot of those sound the same. So how do you?
32-second note or 30-second notes only work so
right.
many times.
You run out of rhythm, so you have to keep it interesting, and that's a fun challenge.
Yeah.
Where are y'all both from, originally, or where would you claim home?
You going to take this one first?
We're both from Flower Mound, actually.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah, we didn't know that, and we did not meet in Flower Mound. But I went to Flower Mound High School, and he went to Marcus High School.
Yeah. It's just like 10 minutes away.
Yeah, literally. But we both met in Denton. I think
at House of God.
At House of God.
Oh, so just one of the house.
Yeah, we met through a mutual friend, Coleman Pruitt. He was one of my really good friends.
Can you remember who was playing that night?
Definitely Trauma Ray was playing, I believe.
Was that the first night that we met?
I believe. No, it was because.
Was that your other project?
Yes, that's.
What was it? Trauma Ray?
Trauma Ray. Yes.
Trauma Ray. Yes. Yes.
That one.
I believe I was hosting the event, and Trauma Ray was headlining, or was direct support or something, and I introduced myself to Nick either right before they played or after, and was like, hey, my name's Matt. I run the house. If you need anything, feel free to ask. And he's a super down to earth dude, and we got along really well, and we got to know each other. And
God, I miss that place.
Yeah.
I think about, because you had the mattress up for a while, and then you slowly got more and more soundproofing.
I invested like $300 in the soundproofing.
Well, it just slowly filled the wall, and then it was eventually fully sound.
Yes. Well, we were talking about this earlier with the balcony, man. That was
the balcony was so good.
Yeah, you had options. You could do floor seats, you could have stair seats, or you could have balcony.
Yeah, it was so good. Yep. So good.
Only 2-story venue in Denton. Very cool.
Yeah, I will. That's one of those memories that you'll always remember shows at that place.
Absolutely.
It's such a good one.
It's fun. We're back in photos and all that.
So this is actually a good shift. So as I said earlier, you can't talk about one that you're involved with, but what's your favorite local venue, past, present,
just around Denton?
Yeah. So we can do house show and professional venue if you want, but local area.
Past, present, future?
Well, future is kind of a hard one, but basically it could be a dead one or it could be a running one.
I'm gonna have to say, as far as experience goes, it's a tie between Jago and House of God, because Jago is my very first house show venue in Denton.
Same.
And I loved it. Fell in love with the music scene out there. And
first time you walk up to a house show is a weird feeling.
It's so
what is this?
You're young and you haven't been around all those people. You don't really know anyone in the scene.
How is 150 people in this backyard?
Yeah, and they're just vibing up. It's just people doing whatever. And I would say House of God is just I went to the most shows there. Because it was you guys always had the best lineups.
That has been a very common answer on this couch.
So yeah, and then I would say current. I'm not super involved out there anymore, so I'm I'm kind of lacking on like the newest ones.
There's not too many house venues in operation now.
I kind of.
But you could like it doesn't necessarily have to be current. The two part of this question is if Jago and House of Gods are answered, what would you say your favorite local non-DIY venue? So a place with a budget, meaning
business.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rubber gloves gets a lot of love. No, rubber gloves gets a lot of love. That's what I was trying to say, and that was more than I expected.
Yeah.
You mentioned it earlier. Changes.
I mean, R.I.P. I was trying to think of it sucks to. Thanks for bringing that up.
All right.
Well, okay. It's less bitter than we initially would have had to deal with because we are still gonna have the dirty basement. The what is it? The punk pasta or whatever. Yeah. It won't be the same, but all we can do is just like. Every house venue always swaps out. All we can do as a fucking scene is go and be like, all right, let's try to have fun with it. And also I think the thing we're all really concerned about is whether or not the food's gonna be good.
Right. That also, yeah.
Because J&J's was such good pizza.
Well, it's just one of the sentimental things too. You have so many memories.
And that was around for 24 years too. Yeah.
Carrying your amp in and smelling the fucking dough.
The pizza hitting you like immediately.
Yeah, I mean, he and I actually went the last day there. I mean, we weren't there for the show. We were just there for some pizza.
Yeah,
I didn't even realize.
I went there earlier on the last day and got a pie.
Yeah. I mean, it. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, J&J's probably. I mean, I haven't played a whole lot of venues out there, so. J&J's for sure. Backyard on Bell, also R.I.P.
That one. Now, the place that's there is doing some like stuff, but they don't have the stage like Backyard on Bell, which is a fucking disappointment because that stage was so nice.
It was bad, and they built it much better, and I was like, this is great.
And then they built the outdoor one like to the side.
Yes.
Yeah, and the only time I got to play there, it was raining, so they moved it inside.
Oh,
and it was still
the pool table used to be.
Yeah, it was still a good show. There was a lot of people there. Like it sounded fun, but I wanted to play that giant stage that they built.
Yeah, I would say my favorite house venue would be. My first one was Glorp, and that's Glorp Studios. That's what got me started. Charlie really helped out, set up House of God. He helped book the first show and promote it too. So I gotta give Charlie, credit where credit's due. An obscure one I went to a few times was the 813.
I remember hearing about it. I think I went to one of them. They didn't have too many, right?
No, they had maybe 3 shows. It's actually across the street from Grooveyard, which is very funny.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yes, I
didn't realize that at the time. They were not going at the same time, but they had this band. Like they had this a single port car garage. And they just pop it open, and the band would play in the garage, and everyone just filled the backyard. And they had a keg going, and a giant fire pit. It was great. And then cop showed up once and busted it. And I would think I was a sophomore in college, and I was like, "Oh, I'm screwed. I'm fucked." And they were just like, "Everyone leave, just go." Yeah. And they're just like, "Don't care." So, but A1
because this has been going on for a while and didn't.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of venues that we probably have no fucking clue about.
Yeah, I mean, Gatsby's Mansion. Okay, there we go. Gatsby's Mansion.
That was a good one. Gatsby Manor.
Yeah. Love playing there. Sorry, never played there. Loved going there. And then I'll say J&J's is my favorite official venue. Miss J&J's. Never played there.
Most definitely. All right. So a good shift is what is your favorite local band? Can't be one you're involved with.
I'll say Trauma Ray.
Okay, I would argue that you are involved with that.
Okay, I'll pick something else. I do love Trauma Ray.
That's fair. That is fair.
I'm a little biased, but I liked them before Nick and I were close. So, God. I'll shout out Genius Christ.
I've been trying to get him on the podcast. I've only messaged him once or twice before, but if you know him, tell him to come through.
The 4 guys in that band are great.
You actually are. You know a lot of bands, so you should help me get more people.
I would love to help you. Yeah, for sure. You can message me anytime. No, Genius Christ, a good group of guys. They live at the Bean Cave now. They have been for a while. Did
they do shows there?
They did do the Bean Cave or the Cave. It's changed names. It was one.
Do they still do shows at the location?
Not right now, but they did. Then the pandemic happened. They've stopped.
Yeah, if you ever hear about any decent shows, message me.
I will let you know. I only know of 2 venues right now, and that's
Wokehouse
and
one.
Red Curb is the other.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, not granted, with everything happening in the hospitals, it's probably a good idea that everything doesn't open back up fully. But like, eventually we'll be able to. Like, it's okay. It is what it is.
I hope everyone's vaccinated and everyone.
Yeah. The music scene clearly rebounded immediately after the last time.
Yes. I think people are itching to go out.
Which also, I'm proud of the scene because like nobody was being like holier than thou, but like the scene collectively was like, nope. Like it all just shut down, and there was no like you didn't hear about house shows at all during the stretch of 2020 when everybody was like, oh, we don't need to be doing it.
Which is good. Yeah. Everyone was collectively responsible. Yeah, I'd say Genius Christ or Record Center. They put out a new album. Excellent stuff.
Yeah,
go for it.
I'm gonna have to say Audio Baton. They're friends of ours. Mario and Sarah, they're really, really wonderful people. They have this shoegaze kind of vibe to them and take a lot of influence from, My Bloody Valentine and kind of that style of music, and I really dig that vibe, so I'm gonna have to say them.
Okay. So what is the best concert that you've ever been to? If you have to, if you can't narrow it down to one, that's okay. But like most people can remember, like there's one that sticks out.
There's my thing is there's a few that stick out, but so it's hard for me to pick because I have so many personal like sentiments attached to certain concerts where like it was like a
alright, well,
special event
give me
with a friend. Three, I'm gonna have to say number one was seeing Van Halen with my mom.
Ooh, yeah, that'd be a great fucking like. It's the mom factor and Van Halen.
She raised me on that. I went to a Van Halen concert in the womb. She says so. It's literally Brett. Born and raised.
You might have been conceived at one.
Yeah, that's right. hey, you never know, but I'm
not the only thing erupting.
That's probably number one. Two was I went to there's a band called Chastity. They're out of Canada, and me and my guitarist John and John Murray were really good friends, and we both really liked the band. So I got him a ticket and convinced him to get work off, and we went to the show, and it was a great show. And then we ended up talking to Brandon, who's the singer, at the merch booth, and they were looking for a place to stay. And John was like, "My apartment's right down the street." So we actually got to hang out with them and basically shoot the shit until everyone was tired and wanted to go to bed. So that was a really cool concert. And then three, I'm gonna have to say the most recent one I've been to is the Black Crows at the Dos Equis Pavilion, I think it's called now.
Yeah, whatever it is, but that's a great venue. But the names are always changing.
Yeah, they played
Super Pages, Dos Equis,
Vodkaplex or something like that. I don't know.
Smirnoff.
Yeah, Smirnoff Center. There you go. And Black Crows. They played. There was a Shake Your Moneymaker tour, and they played front to back, and it was an awesome experience. It was really, really good.
I saw the Black Queen. It's one of my favorite bands. In 2019, or early 2019, at the Curtain Club, and that's like synthwave. It's like actually dark wave. I'm really into that synth style
Curtain
of music.
Club would be a good place for
that. Really intimate.
You have to play that place right before it closed.
Yeah, really intimate setting. Just gorgeous music and big but small band. So like probably 150, 200 people there. Really enjoyed that.
The intimate shows were wonderful.
Yeah. Especially when other people, there are other people there who are just as passionate about that band as you. I saw this band called Glaze. They're like a small shoegaze band from Austin. They played Gatsby's Mansion. That was one of my favorite like house shows I've ever been to. It was just this band I'd never heard of, and like just played this amazing set. And I was just blown away at how good and raw the energy was. And I got a shirt and followed them, and they've put out music since. And I'm just like this big fanboy for a very small band.
Hey, it happens. That's how small bands become.
That's exactly right. Yeah. Number three. I see Tesseract every time they come to town. Love Tesseract.
That's a fair.
I'll say any Tesseract show or my first show ever would be Warped Tour 2012. I enjoyed that a lot.
Who's headlining right here?
Jeez. Oh, I don't even remember.
That's okay. I could.
Yeah, it was like all those like scene bands. And,
Oh yeah.
That was like my first show.
Warped Tour was a lot of fun because there was so many bands and there was so many. Like it was all contained.
Right.
All right. So this is a good place to shift into our next song. So what was the first song that we heard?
That was Elephant Walk. I almost said it. Like, we have another song called Keep Up the... So the first show... to go back and explain all this. Okay, so the first show we played, like I was helping Don, like kind of set this video up, helping him how I could, and he was like, for bands, I was like, I am horny for a show. I want to play a show. It's been a year. This is my ticket in. I'm going to play a show. And I really wanted to start a new project, just like a two-piece, drum and bass. Just, simple stuff, I mean, just keep it fresh. I don't know. Describe it. It's dumb. And so, of course, I booked myself for this show. Don't give him a band name. And I don't have another member for this band. And so I asked someone else. And I won't name drop.
We already discussed.
Yeah, we already discussed. Yeah. And obviously no beef with him.
Yeah, just circumstances.
Yeah, circumstances.
That didn't work out.
We're still friends. But yeah, it didn't work out. And of course, like we're like a week away from the show, and I was on my way up to Denton to see that person to talk about this, and then they bailed on me on the way up there. And so then I called Nick and I was like, bro, like, you going out for drinks? And he was like, yeah. I was like, great, let's meet up. And so then I give this whole speech about what has happened, and I'm like, can you fill in? And he's like, yeah, sure. And it was just like super casual. I was like, seriously? He's like, yeah, no problem. He's like, just give me the song list, and so we'll do it. And so I had written 3 original songs, like in like a few days. I was like, this is what I like, and here they are. And I was like, you don't have to follow these drums exactly, but like this is like kind of what I had in mind. And we played some covers, and this man like learned 7 songs in like 4 days, something like that. Yeah. And we went to I met up at his house every day, and we jammed and practiced and
crossed our fingers. The neighbors.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
and it all worked out. We played the show, and it was a hit. So the first 3 songs were Elephant Walk, like that was the first one we played, and there's another song called Keep Up The. We didn't play that, but like I keep wanting to say Keep Up The instead of Elephant Walk. Yeah, first song is Elephant Walk. To answer your question with that,
hearing the story makes me think of like the radioactive waste from Russia. What's the place?
Chernobyl?
Yeah. Okay. Well, so I think of I think of the elephant. It's called the elephant.
Yeah,
it's called the elephant's foot. But with it being Elephant Walk, I think of also that attached with the Elephant Man. So I see that molten waste with the dude from Elephant Man.
That would have been a lot better story for the name behind this song.
Yeah, a lot better.
So Elephant Walk is. Would you care to explain that one? I'll let you explain that one.
Well, in the fraternity segment of society, as you know, hazing does exist.
Very prevalent.
And
I wouldn't know.
I was in a fraternity, and to be honest with you, I never got hazed to that extent. If anything, it was common verbal banter amongst friends, which I don't consider hazing.
Being called an asshole.
Yeah, no big deal. You know what I mean? So, but it's kind of a legendary hazing act of making men get naked in front of each other.
Okay.
So the pledge class would get naked, and you would grab the penis of the man in front of you, and the other person would have their thumb up. You know, it's hard to explain, but basically it's a long.
I did not know this.
Yeah.
So
just sorry for the graphic.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, absolutely. You can absolutely find it. And I probably butchered the explanation of that, but you get the gist.
Yeah.
You get the gist.
So Elephant Walk. Yeah.
That's a better
Sorry,
answer than
I
I
had to go
expected. All right, so what is song 2?
Song 2 would be quick segue. Stun a Mastodon. That song title, I listen to a radio station and they just say dumb shit sometimes from the ticket, by the way. Yeah. And I heard that. I thought it was funny. Sorry. I just have a long list of random song names that maybe will never get used, and maybe they will. That's actually the first song we wrote together. I wrote the first half, more or less, by myself.
I mean, you pretty much had it written.
I would argue I didn't.
We cranked out maybe like the last.
I wrote the chorus and the intro, and then literally like right after that, I was like, I don't know what I'd want to do with this song, and so we sat down and we wrote the last half in like an hour, and I was just like, what do you think we should do here? What do you think we should do here? And I mean, it was honestly really fluid. I was in another band for 2 years, and the writing style like that was just the guitarist wrote most of the stuff, and I was the vocalist. But he would write by himself and just send me the song, and we'd be like, yes, use this song, don't use this song. And I would write the vocals and the vocal melodies, but like we did not write as a band. And so I don't have a lot of I have a lot of experience being in bands, but I don't have a lot of experience writing with other people effectively or well. And so I have to admit, like, it was a great experience writing with Nick. Yes, really fluid. And we have this flow where like we listen to it on our own, and then I'll be like, hey, how do you feel about this section? And I'll like hum it to him, and he'll know pretty much exactly what I'm talking about, and be like, yeah, and I'm like, I don't think we should have that, or maybe we should double it.
Yeah.
And he'll be like, I was thinking the same thing, I just didn't know how to phrase it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, great, so we're like pretty much on the same page all the time. Great communicator, and I don't know, it was a really fluid process of writing that song.
Right.
So
you're about to hear Stun a Mastodon. This is still the Clinton Heart Attack Gun. We'll be right back.
Fucking use me!
Welcome back to Audio Carnage Podcast. That was Stone of Mastodon. We are still with the Clinton Heart Attack gun. Guys, so what would you say the first record you can remember listening to on repeat? Like, back in the, like, prehistoric crevice of your brain. Like, I'm talking back in the day.
Like real form?
So my viewers have heard this many times, but the first one that I ever, like, I can remember, I got a cassette player and a cassette of the Space Jam soundtrack. And I listened to that over and over. I'm talking like, look back in your fucking memory.
You want to go first?
Yeah.
Okay. God, it would probably be like something like Elvis Greatest Hits. My parents would play that a lot.
There we go.
Or if we're talking like owning a CD or something like that.
That's a follow-up question. Like, what's the first CD you bought?
Oh, okay, I mean, the Holes soundtrack.
You got to go.
Dig those holes.
Oh,
Hey.
no. Whoa, hey, this crazy as fuck. Earlier, whenever we were setting up, I made the fucking reference.
I didn't even hear that.
Well, I said, I screamed out, I was like, I'm tired of these.
You finished the line,
too
yeah.
damn bad.
That's right.
My name's not Theodore.
Yeah.
It's Armpit.
Oh my god. Okay. Yes. Or
Classic.
or the Beatles, the Beatles one album, or Thriller. It's got to be one of those. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd probably have to say Michael Jackson. I think it was like the history album, like compilation album of like all of his greatest hits, basically. And that was like something I grew up with with my mom too. And then CD, I'm gonna say probably The Strokes. Is this it? I would put that on pretty much every day on the way to school, and that was my album for a while. Just fucking smoke and cruise around in my 2003 Honda Accord, listening to that.
What's the best show you ever played?
I played a house show at Casa de Monstros. Shout out to Maritza and Dan, who owned it. But I did the Prefontaine show, and
That's what the name was.
yeah, Prefontaine. That was the band I was talking about earlier. And I got a crowd surf at my own show, and I'd never done that, so that was a very cool experience.
Y'all needed a song called "Would You Kindly."
What?
Y'all needed a song called "Would You Kindly."
Would you kindly?
Yeah.
Did you say we did?
But yeah, y'all needed a song called that. Because I every time I hear the term Prefontaine, I think of you ever play BioShock?
No, I haven't.
In BioShock, there's a guy, one of the main villains named Fontaine.
Oh, okay.
And the major twist, spoilers, is of the game is that you are like his son that he has like brainwashed, and every time from the beginning of the game, he's asking you. And he asks you to do something. He says, "Would you kindly?" And that's the key phrase that like triggers your brainwashing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And so every time, like I thought about this every time whenever we were back in the day. I was just like, just one of those things.
Uh-huh.
But sorry to cut you off. So
good.
best show you ever played? It was at Casa de Monstros.
Yeah. I got a crowd surf during one of our songs, which was really cool. I also got like body checked into our drummer's ride cymbal stand, and I crushed it. Honestly, I didn't feel bad at all. Like I didn't feel any pain, but I had completely.
Well, I've had
crushed
like a
the
ride stand go into my fucking ribs.
Yeah. It's I don't know how I.
You know what I'm talking about.
I don't know how I didn't feel anything, but like I crippled that stand. It was done. So that was just a fun time. One of my best shows.
What about you?
There's honestly quite a few to choose from, but I would say overall, I think my favorite so far was when we played John Ray played Dream Gaze down in Austin at Cheer Up Charlie's, and it was a really good crowd. Everyone was really into it. We played some of the best versions of those songs that we've ever played. So that really stands out to me. I got to play with this band called Slow Crush. So really really awesome shoegaze band out of Belgium.
They're going on tour with Loathe.
Yeah.
That is really cool.
Yep.
I'm a big Loathe fan.
Yeah, I hope the tour goes through. I was actually just listening to Issa. She is the singer and bassist. Did this other music podcast that I listened to called Musically Meditated, and they were talking about the tour canceling that happened last year. So trying to revamp everything up and waiting for the right moment, you know.
Yeah,
But-
those overseas acts require a lot of planning,
Yeah.
a lot of details.
One, she was saying like Belgium, it's still pretty strict on the masks and stuff, and you know it seems like they're a little bit more aware of the situation than some of the cities over here, but it is what it is, you know.
No, most definitely. What would you say one of your favorite books or from some kind of media to consume? Books, movies, video games, TV shows?
Honestly, if I'm trying to just clear my head and relax, video games, but I really do enjoy reading.
Like what kind of video games?
I'm really into RPGs. I fell in love with Skyrim. That was like my first.
We'll be playing that for the next 30 years. So.
Well, I guess actually my first was Star Wars Battlefront on the PS2.
Ah, that's a good one. I
I
recently bought Battlefront 2 on Steam, the old version, the original
OG
one,
Battlefront.
because I was like, man, I want to play some Galactic Conquest.
Galactic Conquest is the shit, man. That would pass the time, and you know, it was entertaining. But yeah, RPGs. I do first-person shooters sometimes. I mean, I play a little Modern Warfare and stuff like that.
I love FPSs.
Yeah.
Like I've been fucking getting my ass kicked on Doom Eternal.
Oh yeah,
Like
I love Doom.
that. Just crawling.
That
through
soundtrack too.
So good.
Intense, yes.
No guitar. All right, I'm a synthesizer. That's all.
I'm a big movie buff.
Okay. Some of your favorite movies.
Jeez.
Airplane.
Gattaca is probably my number one. Airplane is really good. Dodgeball also has a really.
I think Airplane is the first set of titties I ever saw.
That's awesome.
Dodgeball is also like a classic. I've watched that so many times. Hot Rod.
Oh yes, I recently rewatched that most recently.
Yes.
Soul of a dolphin.
Yes.
I've been drinking green tea all goddamn day.
This is my hat. Totally my hat. What's his name? That actor is so funny.
Danny McBride.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Kid fucking power.
I'll go from like really like emotional, like Eternal Sunshine and Spotless Mind, also a huge
Oh
favorite.
yes.
I'll go a movie like that like just fucks me up emotionally, and then I'll go to like fucking Hot Rod.
Yes.
That's a good like balance.
It is, it's fine. But,
Step Brothers.
Yeah, Step Brothers.
My ball sack and your drum set.
Yeah.
Well, that makes you gay because my drum set's a dude.
I do try to read. I usually take forever to read a book, so I have a stack of them I want to read, and I'm just so fucking slow. But
Reading's hard because you have to actually set aside time. You bore that. It's not something like you can watch a movie passively. You can do laundry while watching a movie. You can't fucking read and do passively.
yeah,
That's why I like audiobooks because you can listen to it and do other things.
Audiobooks it doesn't give me the same.
That is
like
fair
having
though.
a physical
Well,
copy.
yeah, you're using your mind more. I would argue whenever you're listening or reading it.
And then people can see the bookshelf that I have and be impressed. I read. I can read.
Yeah, and I also I just think like for me I have to be really into the book. I have to be really into the subject. I have to really know what it's about for me to really get into it and keep reading it, because there's been a bunch of books where I'll start and 3 chapters in I'm just
The Terror, really good book. Everyone should read. That's my favorite book.
You just recommended that to me.
I did,
Definitely.
What was that? There was something you recommended just earlier. Oh, the subtle art of not giving a fuck.
Yeah.
The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck.
That's
Great,
what I'm
great
gonna
book.
find that
Definitely
on
and
audiobook.
then The Terror by Dan Simmons.
But what was the first instrument you played?
Piano for me. I started playing piano when I was 5 or 6.
When did you start playing drums?
Drums didn't come till I was 16 or 17. I was already in high school. I was on the golf team for 2 years, and I realized how I kind of wanted to take advantage of the moment I was at in life. Kind of realized where I was, stopped caring so much about my grades, and started caring a little bit more about experiences. And I was really into music. I always had been. Grew up on Van Halen and stuff like that, so that was kind of my whole life at the time. And just was a huge metalhead, so like Joey Jordison, Danny Carey, huge influences. And I just I love the drums. I always listen to the drums. So I want to play drums, and I joined School of Rock in Flower Mount.
They recently tried to recruit me from my job.
From Guitar Center?
They can't pay well enough.
Yeah, no, I've met a lot of great people through there, and to be honest, I loved going there. I had a great time, and I learned what I needed to.
Promotes music to kids, I'm all about.
Yeah, and it wasn't too long before. I mean, I turned 18, so I wasn't technically allowed to go there unless I was going to be in the adult band, and I kind of wanted to at that point go on my own, and I've basically been self-taught ever since. So I had probably 5 or 6 months of actual lessons, and then.
So this is kind of an anecdotal thing, but did you know that the movie School of Rock actually had a culture change amongst music education amongst the entirety of the U.S. Like that movie like shifted from the classical education made where people took serious like the harder styles of music and stuff like that.
Classical,
yeah, but that's also where the School of Rock like they took that name and ran with it. But like I found
massive culture.
So I saw like an interview with Jack Black, and he was like talked about how apparently there was a bunch of like educators that reached out to him to like said that they were allowed to shift their curriculum, and it was like something that like he was most proud of, the fact that he was
awesome.
That
actually brought change.
Yeah, it made it where like these classic style rock songs were actually taken seriously as educators were concerned, and that was like a huge shift. Which just one of those things I saw like recently that I was like teared my eye.
Yeah, no, it's a beautiful thing, honestly. I mean, shout out to Daryl Williams and Rich Sanchez, who's my drum instructor. So.
Oh yeah, Matt, what about you? First instrument?
I thought that all of us learned the recorder.
Okay. Well, I guess recorder first.
But if we're not talking recorder, it would be violin. I played violin.
You still play it ever?
No, and I really regret not continuing.
Just get one and pick it up again.
I still have it.
Yeah, pick it up again.
It needs the bow needs to be rehaired, and I need new strings. So.
That's easy.
Yeah, it's my mom's violin.
That's really easy to do.
Yeah.
Like now we have bows at Guitar Center.
Oh, okay. Can I get it reheard at Guitar Center?
I don't know if you can. There's check out Music and Arts. That's our sister store, and they do have repairs. Okay. Also, you're UNT alumni. The UNT music department has a repair shop.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah, I got a trombone that I'm gonna get repaired, and they like do it for affordable.
Okay.
Yeah,
that's
so
good to know.
Most definitely do that.
Yeah, I played violin for 7 years, and I actually picked up guitar the same year, like 6 months after that. So I've been playing guitar since I was 10. God. Played guitar for 15 years.
Wow. Oh, how cute. You're only 25.
I'm only 25.
I just turned 32. I'm like, waiting for the gray hairs to start.
Right.
So did y'all have any family members that played music?
Yeah, my uncle was also a drummer. They kind of had a little family band with his cousins, who I also consider my uncles. You know how family terms just kind of simplify it at the end of the day. So yeah, they had a band, and he's really into Rush and kind of that prog era of music.
Oh yeah.
So we don't relate a lot on like I guess music styles, because I do appreciate all of that, and I guess I just don't have a passionate.
I fully understand what you're saying. My dad plays bass, just like I play bass, but he is a old school country bassist. And like my parents haven't been to a single show that I've played in the past 20 years because I'm like, I'm not gonna subject you to the kind of music I like. Like you would be miserable at my show. It's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. But you know, he does his thing, and we do. But there's the occasional moment when we're able to like, all right, like I played drums for his church for a little bit, and it was nice to be able to play. But like, but there's no crossover of like, oh, we like this, except for like, we both like the Eagles.
Yeah. But yeah, that's my uncle, and I mean my grandmother's an excellent singer, but nobody else really took to music too much. So.
Okay. Matt?
My grandfather played guitar. He played country western. And if you see me play a show with my guitar, the amp I used was his. It's a ancient PV vintage from like 81 or 83, I forget.
Good series. PV's been around for a long time.
PV's been around a while, and like my setup, I use a lot of like preamp. I use a preamp box, and I use it for this band as well. But any other amp I've found, I get a lot of hum, a lot of feedback, even when I'm not playing, right? But this amp allows my preamp to plug in just there, so then that acts as a power amp instead of just the amp.
Yeah.
Which a lot of, I don't know, I found other stacks and things like that don't allow me to do that. So just my setup works perfectly with that amp, so I'm very happy to use that. And my mom played violin as well, so, and I played her violin. So yeah, but that's really it. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So what is the song 3?
Snakes for Hands.
Yep.
A little background.
I wrote down that.
Sounds
that
like y'all
phrase.
Sounds like you had a bad acid trip.
Doesn't it? No. I don't know. Like I said, I have a note on my phone with just hundreds of song names, honestly, and I thought that was a funny. I don't know. The band name is the Clinton Heart Attack Gun. We don't take these names seriously. You know, like.
Fucking love that name.
I'm just like, yeah, it's a great name.
Also, the fact it's a real thing.
Well, yeah, the conspiracy, the
No, it's not a conspiracy. It is admitted in documents. It is. They have. For those that don't know, there is the CIA had a firearm that used compressed gas that shot a pellet of like frozen, I believe, pufferfish venom. It's some form of dendrotoxin that left a small hole smaller than the fucking size of a needle inside that killed you within like 2 hours because it gave you a heart attack, cardiac arrest.
This is news to me.
Yeah, no, that's a fucking real thing.
Well, the idea for me was that everyone who has dirt on the Clinton family seems to die of a heart attack.
Oh, you didn't know that? That's like
no,
fucking
right.
fully true.
Right,
like,
that was the origin of the name. Yes, I did not know. I thought it was just a, silly conspiracy, silly me.
No, the CIA confirmed it. It's a they declassified the fucking schematics of the firearm because like there's like a liquid nitrogen coolant in the fucking magazine, so that way it keeps it at fucking. It's crazy. I'm not being conspiracy theorist. This is a true story thing.
Wow,
this is
It might predate the Clintons, but like it's a CIA weapon that existed. I thought that's what y'all were referencing.
No. I mean, I was referencing the theory.
The fact that everybody dealing with the Clintons fucking
died.
died.
Heart attack, yeah. And that's, whatever. It's just a funny name. And the songs are funny names. Some of them are funny things that exist, like Elephant Walk. Some, I don't know. It's a funny idea that this. I don't think I sing on this version, but the lyrics I've written are literally a man's struggle with having snakes for hands, and it is just a funny concept, like putting on a watch,
taking a piss,
like whatever, like it's just a funny concept to me, and the troubles he faces. No,
that's awesome.
The song name choices, I'm like, Nick, what do you think of this?
I'm usually fine with it.
Yeah,
I'm not very combative.
I do want y'all to look up the videos on the fucking that gun, because I swear to God, it's a real thing.
I believe it. Yeah.
All right, so we are going into Snakes with Hands. This is still the Clinton Heart Attack gun.
Snakes for hands.
Oh, snakes with hands would
snakes
be scary.
With hands. No, yes. No hands. Snakes instead.
Snakes for hands. Snakes for hands. We're still with the Clinton Heart Attack gun. We will be right back. Welcome back to Audio Carnage Podcast. That was Snake's Four Hands. This is still the Clinton heart attack gun, right? Yeah. Okay. Alright, and so guys, what would you say your favorite of your own songs is?
You want to, jeez.
The writer over here.
Oh, please. It changes constantly. It does, yeah. God. It's got I don't know. Recency bias, yeah. Recency bias certainly has me picking Stun a Mastodon or Fondue a Star. But I really do like Elephant Walk and what we've been doing recently with the Snakes for Hands Mix. That's not a good answer. I like them all.
Alright.
I know what his answer is.
I remember this as Killing Your Baby. Which of the kids are you gonna kill? What's your favorite?
Oh. It doesn't mean the other ones are bad.
I know. I can't decide. I'm sorry. Go. You go.
I'm gonna have to say Snakes for Hands.
Oh! I thought you were gonna pick Fondue a Star. I'll pick Fondue a Star. I'll pick Fondue a Star. It probably is, because it's a lot of fun to play, personally. At least on bass for me. So, Snakes for Hands is yours?
Yeah, I mean, but close second would have to be Son of Mastodon, because I like the next...
Man, you kept talking, you were hyping up Fondue a Star so much in practice.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to deceive you.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I'm gonna go with Fondue a Star. That's my final answer.
What's your favorite alcohol?
Tequila. I would say beer though, first and foremost.
What kind of tequila? What kind of beer?
I like Camarena a lot for tequila. It's on the affordable side. Still really good. Beer, anything that's cold. Really, I'm not too picky. Yeah, exactly. Probably most frequently is Lone Star, Coors Light.
I'm a High Life guy.
I don't mind the High Lifes. Yeah. Modelo's sometimes. I mean.
My favorite move at the house shows back in the day was a High Life 40, because at the most you drink 2 of those and you don't need to drink one. Yeah, you don't. Yeah, if you're feeling like a casual night, one of them.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. When I was going to shows, I would literally show up with a 6-pack of Local Buzz, and I'd be plenty. I like IPAs a lot.
Any preference?
Oh, not really. I'm trying to think of a specific one, and I can't.
Nothing wrong with that.
I've been big on Sierra Nevada Pale Ale recently. There's a Japanese lager that you should try. It's a Kirin Ichiban. It's really good. Also been on a cider kick. Shout out Austin East Ciders and Bishop Ciders. Your pineapple ale or your pineapple ciders are weak. Someone argues ciders aren't beer. I don't care. I hate tequila.
Sucks for you, man.
I'm a baby. I'm a big whiskey guy.
Yeah.
That sucks for you.
Nah, you can't be a baby and like whiskey.
Fair. I like rum a lot as well.
But you can be a baby and like rum.
Yeah. Whiskey has come a long way for me. Screwball's really good. Peanut butter whiskey.
I've had that a couple times. The vocalist for Silver Tongue Devil has brought it over a couple times.
Yep, it's fantastic.
I gotta go deal with their show immediately after this.
Okay, yeah. And Jameson, you know.
Yeah, Jameson's so good. Irish whiskey is what we drink a lot of in this house.
I mean, whiskey, it's like, obviously you don't want to pay for high shelf, but like, whiskey is pretty much ass, almost always.
But the nice part about whiskey is like, a shitty whiskey is better than like a good vodka or a good tequila. I'm
have to disagree with you on that one.
That's fine. That's fine. Tequila's too dangerous for me, and vodka's my angry. Like, I'm not gonna say I'm always angry on it, but like the last 2 times I've gotten in a fist fight, vodka's been involved.
That's
hey,
you gotta know your limits.
Yeah, it's just one of those things where it's just like, okay, well, let's be real.
I mean,
some people can't do whiskey for the same reason.
Yeah, I mean, I can drink heavily, and be fine. But if I have any amount of tequila, I'm going to throw up, and I will make a mess. So I avoid it.
All right, and that's a good place to shift over. We're going to Fondue a Star, correct?
Yes.
Anything we want to talk about this one?
Fondue.
I don't know. I literally was telling him earlier that like I just came up with fake Spanish phrases.
Just make me want cheese.
Yeah. I mean, it's
Where's the cheese?
It could be chocolate fondue too. You know.
Ooh, yeah, you're right.
But it's
you're
like,
right.
I guess that translates to either chocolate or cheese fondue here. You know, or I guess no, it's still yeah. Where I guess is
where's the cheese?
I don't know that.
Where's
we can get into the semantics of what a sta means in Spanish because it can be applied to so many different things. But anyway, it was just a dumb phrase, and I wrote that down years ago, and I really wanted to use that for a song name. So, and it's probably our heaviest song so far.
I think it really fits the.
I thought
song.
I think so too. Yeah,
Like
I mean now it really sticks, and I don't know. I really, it's my, as I said, it's my favorite song.
Alright guys, so this has been a blast. So before we get out of here, where can we find you? This is the point where y'all can promote y'all shit, like, or promote people that you like things like that, you know.
Let's see.
The platform is y'all.
The Instagram is the Clinton Heart Attack Gun, all one word, all lowercase. We should have an EP out. It's going to be called the Nonsense EP. It's just going to have 3 songs. It'll have It'll have Elephant Walk, Keep Up The, and Snakes for Hands, all that. And we have 8 more songs written and or planned out and or partially written for release soon. So there's that. We've just got a bunch of stuff planned and
after any shows coming up?
We think we have one this month in September.
We're trying to work that out.
Yeah, we're trying to flesh that out. We're trying to play some more house venues, and then we'd love to play Rubber Gloves. I was looking at a potential thing there.
Gloves would be
Yeah. I've never played. Would love to play.
That place is a fun venue. They have a good load in, load out. Like good. It's easy.
It's nice to play on a stage too.
That's refreshing.
Right?
And an actual
Like,
sound
hey, I'm higher than everybody else.
Yeah.
Like
Even
on a different level than normal.
Yeah. And we've also been looking at some house venues in Austin, and then there's like van certs. I was looking at as well. It's like a pop-up van show in Austin. So yeah, we're just looking at that. Really unique name, shouldn't be hard to find on the socials and or Spotify soon, hopefully.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'll plug his band, Trummery. Sorry, what were you gonna say?
I mean,
also, we totally can get Trauma Ray on the podcast.
You should definitely have Trauma Ray on the podcast.
We'll talk about it with the guys.
And right now I'm booking like November kind of shit, like ways out. So talk with them and we'll figure it out.
Yeah, this is about booked 2 months in advance.
Yeah, I mean, Audio Baton again, Angel Laura out of Houston. They're really good friends. Glare out of McAllen, Brownsville area. Those are really, really good friends of ours as well. And then, I'm trying to think. Oof. I'm gonna have to stop at that one because I'm drawing a blank for one, and I don't want to try and.
No, that's fine.
I'm just trying to think. I mean, shout out Don for letting us play his house on our first show. Man, I'll plug my other bands. I guess Sarah Kaya, Ghost Salon is a solo project.
Ghost Salon, very
Ghost Salon.
Good. Listen to Ghost Salon.
I don't know. We haven't played a lot. We played a show with Radio War. I know they've been on. They're in the same season, right? Yep. So
they will be the episode right before y'all.
Cool. Well, that works out. I'm gonna pretend I've already watched it. It was a really good performance.
I mean, you kind of have. You got to.
I guess we did. Okay, it was good. I did get to see.
You've seen more than anybody else. Like,
good point. Here I am pretending to be fake. Yeah, they were really swell guys in the green room. They were very, very nice guys.
Yeah, they're all really good musicians and really nice. I've been working with them a lot. I think they're going to come through and do some studio time in the next couple months.
Cool.
Yep. All right, well, this is a good place to call it. So, guys, thank you so much for coming through and doing this. I'll keep y'all posted as we get everything released and whatnot. But it's slow and steady process. But this has been a lot of fun, and now you can go to work.
I can go to work. Yeah.
Yeah. I got a concert to help run sound for and whatnot. But this has been a blast.
Thank you for having us on.
Most definitely. I love doing this. It's if I'm going to be in a town like this, you got to do something.
Sure.
Right. Yeah.
All right. So this has been Audio Carnage Podcast. You're about to hear Fondue Esta. And this is the Clinton Heart Attack Guns. We are out of here.